Good day everyone, I'm Junce as Metante from BSN 1A17. So for today, I'm going to conduct a health history interview. Prior to conducting the interview, I'm going to perform first hand hygiene to deter the spread of microorganisms. And then after that, I'm going to visit and see the patient. Hello, good day. I'm Junce as Metante. I'm a student nurse from Southwestern University of Lima. So I'm working with your doctor today, and as a student nurse, I will be sharing your information with your doctor, and she will be the one to work with you to plan for your care. So first things first, may I know your name?
Maybe I'm Rogelio Metante.
Okay, so how do you like me to call you?
Just call me for short, June.
Okay, June, before we proceed, I need you to verify your personal information. Can you please state your name?
Yes, I'm Rogelio Metante Jr.
Okay, so your age,
I'm 50 years of age.
birth date,
I was born on February 5, 1970.
okay, so are you married?
Yes, of course, I have 3 kids.
So what's your occupation?
Maybe I'm connected now in the local unit of the park,
So-
Siargao Island.
Okay, so what language do you prefer? English, Tagalog, or Bisaya?
It's maybe English or Bisaya or Tagalog.
Okay, so
Which is fun. Which is
so thank you for that. So what brings you here in the hospital, June?
actually I experience stomach pain.
Okay, so could you please tell me where specifically this pain is?
Actually, at first in the lower abdomen, then after so long, it really involves in almost part of the whole abdomen.
Okay. So how would you describe this pain? On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being no pain and 10 being having worst possible pain you can imagine, how would you rate your pain?
If I would rate that, maybe that will be on number 8 or 9. It's
So-
really painful.
When did this problem started?
This problem started last 2 weeks.
Okay, so how long has this problem been going on?
Almost half day during that time.
So what makes the problem better? Like,
Better. Of course, repeated pain. Medong, I really need a remedy for that, but sad to see I didn't find it that to the pain in the right time. So during that time, I went to a doctor because we are in Ireland. I went for a medical checkup. Then he advised me to travel in the city, of course, for a specialist to handle this patient.
okay, so that's the treatment, like intervention for your pain. Have you ever had like this before?
No.
Okay. So, I have just gathered information about your problem. So now I'm going to ask you some different questions that relate to general information outside of your problem. Okay, so does the pain affect your ability to function in your house, like household chores?
Yes, before I did not, during the time that kind of illness did not happen to me. During that time I can walk and I can, I can handle things like capable, but now since I experienced that, my doctor advised me just slight walks to perform.
Okay, so how about your ability for personal care? Like, do you have any difficulty bathing, grooming, or dressing?
So far, I didn't experience. I didn't experience that.
Okay, so how about in your work? Do you have any problems there?
Actually, none. Because that's already doctor giving me already an attention of my situation.
As an adult, what medical conditions have you been told you have?
Okay, before the findings of this my abdominal thing, actually the doctor said that I have a problem with the prostate result after the ultrasound in the um, ultrasound on my prostate and kidney. That first that there's something an enlargement on my prostate. Then of course I have undergone laboratory and found out that something a little bit problem with my liver because the result of the SGPT is not normal, higher than the preferred number.
Okay, so what medications do you use?
Of course, the doctors giving me what we call the medication, such as for my prostate, tamsulosin, and for my liver is what we call the hepatic.
Okay, so what's the dosage and how many times do you take it?
Actually, sa prostate, before and after the dinner or before going to bed. Then to my liver after breakfast. Once a day. Just once a day. Was not to what we call that. Only minimal probably, not so badly.
Okay, so how do you think it is working, the medication?
Of course, thanks God, it's really working because after 2 weeks on my medication, I went to my doctor, then I entered the laboratory. It's good enough, but the result really working. It's really something, it's really lower my prostate before a grade 2, now grade 1, the size of my prostate. And to my liver, the result of the CBP is now normal. So thanks God. It's working.
So is there any side effects of the medicine?
So far, I didn't experience any side effect at all.
Okay. So when you feel better, do you sometimes stop taking your medication?
No, I really focus on what the doctor said. Yeah, I really stick on that.
So how about allergies? Do you have any allergies like food
No.
or fats?
Anything I can eat, or I did not experience any allergic reaction.
So, have you ever been hospitalized?
Yes, before,
What was it for?
because I undergone an operation major because when my doctor found out that I have a mass on my urinary bladder, then they told me that it should be given attention to the soonest possible time because that time maybe because that will be one cancerous because that is a mass. So, of course, I have to give attention to that. And thanks God, the operation was really successful. And of course, one thing for sure, the result of the biopsy is not cancerous.
Okay, so Any other surgeries other than that?
Uh, aside aside from that, I have also another surgery. Still, I experience urinating little by little. So again, my doctor suggested, and of course, and again, another operation, what we call that urethral stector, that widens my urinary canal for purposes that the urine can pass it thoroughly. So that's the purpose of that operation. Anyways, it's not a major one, but it's minor. So that's the recommendation of the doctor. So very
Okay, so have you ever had an accident or injury that needed medical care?
no, I didn't experience that.
So have you ever had a blood transfusion?
No,
So what illnesses did you have as a child? Did you experience chicken pox?
I can
measles?
guess, I can still remember that when I was in high school days. I remember that I experienced that chicken pox.
So over the past 2 weeks, have you often been bothered by feeling down, depressed, or hopeless?
No, I'm feeling well.
Over the past 2 weeks, have you often been bothered by little or no pleasure in doing things?
No,
Okay, so do you regularly have your blood pressure checked?
sometimes.
How often?
Once a month, because actually my blood pressure is normalized. But for checking purposes, since I still eat any fatty foods, but just to check to make sure, of course, baby is really needed.
Okay, so do you regularly have your vision checked?
Not really regularly, but I visited my certain optical center because as of now, little font of the letters I can't say it anymore. So anyway, I've already done eyeglass.
Okay, so have you had your stool tested for blood?
No,
Have you had a colonoscopy or
No.
sigmoidoscopy?
no, I did not experience that.
Okay, so have you had a tetanus shot in the last 10
Tetanus?
years? Yes.
Yes, because I experienced having what we call that nails, rusty nails, hit my feet. So it's recommended to have a tetanus shot.
Okay, so how about 3 shots for hepatitis B?
No?
How about influenza vaccine?
Yes, because
Every once a year?
I was there because that is available in our health center for free. So I have to take chance.
So now I'm going to ask you about your family's health. So has anyone in your family had suffered from kidney problems or urinary problems?
No, just me. The rest of my family, they are okay.
Okay, so tell me about your parents. How old are they?
My parents is now turning 80, my father, but my mother is already gone at the age of 76.
And what disease or
For actually, she suffered having high in sugar,
Diabetes.
diabetic. Then the organ, of course, the important organ is really affected. But of course, her kidney. So worst thing happened to him, and she underwent dialysis twice a week. That's the reason. That's the reason she really suffered on that, and she gave up the age of 70 years.
How about your father? Has he been diagnosed with any illness?
Actually, she had been undergone undergone a major operation. She suffered what we call that before um, bladder stone operation, and then prostate. Thanks God, he's now.
How about your brother or sister?
Ano, although he is debating, but okay naman. Na-manage, he already he can manage, of course, going to the doctor.
Okay, so how about your spouse? Does
My
he
spouse.
have any illness?
My spouse, of course, high blood pressure, but she has a medication. Cholesterol, but already consulted with her the doctor.
How about your children?
Children, they are okay. No problem.
So, do any medical conditions run in your family?
Medical condition?
Yeah.
No? They are okay?
So, how about heart disease?
No?
Okay. So, now I'm going to ask you about your personal background. So, if you don't mind me asking, what is the highest level of school you have completed?
College career and college graduate.
Okay.
That's why I'm working now in the government. I'm working in the government. Because I finished my studies.
So, what languages do you speak?
So I can speak English. Just what we did now. Bisaya, Tagalog.
What language do you prefer?
Of course, since my English is limited, I prefer really Bisaya.
Okay. So, what do you do for a living? Like, what is your job?
Actually, I'm working in the government as permanent employee.
Okay. So, have you ever smoked before?
Before, experienced that joining with the group, friends, drinking liquors. But now I realize that it's not good for our health. So, that's the reason that I stopped it.
How about recreational drugs?
No? Before, just for what we call that consciousness, for
Curiosity?
curiosity, sake. But actually, I did not continue that just for curiosity.
Okay, so
Okay, with the group, according to them, you with the group. That's all.
have you been sexually active in the past?
Yes, so no problem. I'm healthy.
How about now?
Still healthy, but it's different before.
Okay, so tell me about your diet. What food do you
Diet?
usually eat?
There are times that I eat much. If something food, plenty of foods. But of course, the doctor recommends me I should have to limit due to high cholesterol. 1 cup, avoid fatty foods. Because I'm already old enough and I am already 50 years old, so
Okay, so what do you do for leisure or to relax?
sometimes drinking with my friends, they're not too much moderate.
Okay, so how about physical activity or exercise?
Yes, I can do, as of now I'm already 50, but I can do running, jogging, walking, or just any houseworks.
How often?
In houseworks, daily, running, it depends upon the situation, weather situation. After office hours, then Saturdays and Sundays, early in the morning. Yeah.
Okay, so Do you have someone who can help you if you are physically ill or emotionally upset? Who would that be?
Of course, my family, my wife, of course, my kids. They are the one that I can really rely on. Of course, I really need their attention.
Okay, so now that we are done with the important information, I am now going to sum up everything that we've covered. And if I get an error, feel free to correct me, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so your name is Rogelio and Metante Jr. You're 50 years old. And then you came here because you're experiencing stomach ache or abdominal pain. And it's located, it started in the lower abdomen and then until such time the pain is already in the whole abdomen, okay? And then you don't find any medication or treatment that can alleviate your pain except for the recommendation of the doctor for you to undergo a surgery. And for the allergies, you don't have any. And for the surgeries, you have two, for your prostate and for your urine. Okay, and then your mother is diagnosed with diabetes and she undergone dialysis. And then your father, he had undergone a prostate and also a surgery. He's been diagnosed with prostate and has undergone a surgery. And for your spouse, she has high blood pressure. Okay, and for your child, they're fine. Is there any errors that you wanted to correct? So now I'm going to take your vital signs. Would that be okay with you?
Yeah, no problem. It's okay for me.
Okay, sir, so I've already taken the vital signs. Your temperature is 36 degrees Celsius. For your pulse, it's 30 beats per minute. Your oxygen saturation is 98. And for your blood pressure, it's 140/70. So everything's normal. And yeah. Okay, so the doctor is going to come in next. I just have to give him the results of what I have just done. And he'll come and visit you, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for your time.